and this is called The Road Trip by Becky Kling. We were nearly halfway across the country when we realized that neither of us had really wanted to make the trip. I could have just shipped my car to California instead, I grumbled to my mom. We were sitting in rush hour traffic outside of St. Louis, Missouri. Honey, I would have been happy to ship your car to California, my mom replied. I was just going along with the adventure for your sake. She reclined in the passenger seat, half asleep. So, this is a pity trip for me, huh, Mom? I asked. I really appreciate the thought, but maybe next time you can be straight with me instead of saying, on multiple occasions, how you've been dying to take a cross-country road trip your whole life. No response. I realized she had fallen asleep. I drove on in solitude, the sky rearranging itself as the sun fell slowly under the unbearable weight of the dying day. The next morning, we woke up with renewed spirits. St. Louis had been worth the wait, gracing us with the best barbecue I had ever tasted and charming cobblestone streets that were a welcome relief from apocalyptic superhighways. We grabbed some truckers' coffee, went to see the famous Gateway Arch, back on the road before lunch. Our spirits were dampened again within a few hours, however, as the Kansas road seemed to continue indefinitely and we saw no way out. The open road scared me, the emptiness of our surroundings a reminder of how much I had given up. I wanted to believe that I had chosen this path, that I could find whatever answer it was that I was seeking at the other end. I gripped the steering wheel, opened the window to let the wind whip my hair, and cranked the stereo. I screamed out the window, "Fuck yeah, Kansas!" Are you all right? My mom asked. I laughed because I was not sure. Sometime that afternoon, my mom suggested we make a pact to get out of Kansas that day. She had met some men at a gas station who she swore she had seen in that movie Deliverance. And she started driving at speeds I'd never before seen from her. My hair was in knots and I had a headache from my attempt at riding with the windows open so that I could feel like a free spirit. I had nothing left to prove, so I agreed. Our new mission aroused a sense of excitement, and when we crossed the Colorado border at 10 p.m., we opened the windows again and whooped with glee. As we continued on, grit formed in us with every cup of trucker's coffee that we drank and every state line that we crossed. We developed an unexpected penchant for country music and educational Christian shows. The latter, which my Jewish mother from New Jersey turned on first thing every morning and got teary-eyed as she listened to their stories. In one of these stories about a young man with cerebral palsy who wanted to find love, but did not believe he ever could, my mom and I started to panic as the reception faded. We turned around to backtrack until we found a spot when the story played loud and clear. It turns out that by praying every day without fail for what seemed like an interminable stretch of time, the man learned how to love himself, and then he found someone who loved him the way he finally knew he deserved to be loved. My mom and I teared up side by side as the narrator uttered, "With love, anything is possible." We spotted another pulled over car with a person who appeared to be wiping their eyes as well. We thought maybe they were listening to the same show. We looked at each other in solidarity. The open road, for a moment, felt like home. On New Year's Eve, we made it to Salt Lake City. We did not know much about Salt Lake City, only that it had a strong Mormon presence. It was a city, so surely there must be festivities going on. It was not the first time since my dad had died the previous year that it felt like my mom and I were sisters, taking on the world together as we faced uncertain and often confusing transitions. We had gone to Italy that summer, just the two of us, and we were often mistaken for sisters as we ate and laughed our way through the streets, and men tried to woo us to go out for drinks. Now, here we were. The hotel concierge recommended a restaurant down the road as a good place to ring in the new year. And we found ourselves there at 11 p.m. with 5 other people eating alongside us and a sports game on TV. We asked the waiter if he could change the channel to see the New Year festivities. "No, ma'am." "It's New Year's," we cried. "Don't the other customers want to see the ball drop?" My mom said a little too loudly, hoping others would hear her and join the revolt. No one seemed to notice. The waiter recommended a sports bar that was a half-mile away. We decided to walk there, finally finding the bar around 11:40. The bouncer let us in for free because he felt sorry for us. blazing and sparkly unicorns, overjoyed beyond his comprehension to find this dilapidated bar before midnight. I hurried to the bar to get us both a drink so we could do a toast before the world as we knew it came to an end. In the couple minutes we had before the ball dropped, I handed her a glass of champagne and tried to say an inadequate thank you. She tried to say something too, but the sound of the music and voices drowned us out. We hugged as though we had understood each other, and waved around like a couple of maniacs alongside everyone else, both ready to dance our way toward the next day, the next year, the next open road.